Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one. And welcome back to Pacific Drive, where I appear to have found Dr. K's Red Meadow Research Facility in the mid-zone. I still can't remember exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing here. Yeah, that's the thing that I have noticed with Pacific Drive. The sort of general lack of engagement with the story. This didn't happen in something like Subnautica, at least the original one, where I always knew what I was doing and where I was and why I was there, but that can't say that's happening here in Pacific Drive. If it wasn't for the on-screen prompt at the top right, I wouldn't know where I was or why I was wherever I was. But I appear to have found whatever it is that I'm supposed to be looking for.
Security protocol activated. Scan artist security credentials immediately.
But I don't have ARDA security credentials. I think it's about to get bad.
After all these years, and Arda still has something to hide. We're definitely onto something now.
Driver, anything you find down there, scan and transmit it back to us. We'll work on disengaging the security protocol.
Okay, here's something. This thing in the deep zone, they called it the Well.
Fantastic. Tobias, run those reports through the decryptor and see what you can find.
So, we're searching these research... Let me try that again, this time in English. We're searching these research platforms for scannable lab data. Also, I'm grabbing as much of this plasma as I can while I'm here. Because there's an upgrade to this impact hammer that you can get. It's a plasma hammer. It works quicker and it lasts a lot longer. And guess what? You're going to need plasma.
Oh, you'll like this, Tobias. Your Remnant origin story, if you will.
Let me guess. You're about to ruin a good urban legend with a bunch of science.
Fine, I'll read this one myself. Nice work, Driver. We'll review these and summarize our findings after.
I might not be able to salvage all of the available plasma from this place though, because this impact hammer's on its last legs. I mean, I'll take as much as I can. What the hell is that? Is that the rain coming through? I had this earlier in the tunnel on the way here. Ooh, 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 watch out for the spark towers. There's another one over here. There's some in the central platform. How do I get to the central platform? Ooh, radiation. That's bad. Oh, here we go. Actually, there's more radiation over there. Why can't I climb up this ladder? Oh, right. Take the stairs. Fine. There's definitely rain coming through. I'm not a huge fan of all these radiation zones popping into existence. So here's another one. More data.
These lab notes are complete gibberish.
What about these diagrams, though? It looks like he was trying to convey something.
You can admire the doctor's newfound art skills all you want. You won't find anything useful in them.
Looks like there's another research platform over there. And it's mostly covered in radiation. But, I mean, I have to... Actually, no, it's... Okay, it was mostly covered in radiation. Actually, there's another one up here. Judging by the fact that the lights are still on, means that I haven't smashed the plasma power supply. Yep. Yep, there it is.
This is a decrypted record of the accident. Oppie, are you sure you want to hear this? It's got details about Helen's final moments.
It's been over 30 years. I'm past ready. Go on, Driver. Keep snooping and see what else you can find.
Yeah, that's right. Lab data. That's what I'm here for. I'm definitely not here for all the plasma. I guess at least as long as the impact hammer is working, I'm going to keep smashing the plasma tubes and salvaging the plasma. So I just keep looking for, wait, what is that? What are those sparkling, glowy... Alright, it's not an anomaly that I can scan. Must be nothing. But yeah, as long as the plasma hammer, impact hammer keeps working, I can just keep looking for the next source of lights, because that will indicate some place that I haven't ripped apart for salvage, which is where the next lab report is going to be. There's one.
Alan's lab notes. Maybe my late husband sent us something useful from the grave after all.
And you're all clear.
Give us a moment, we'll let you know what we found in all this data. And make your way back to the auto shop after you're done scouring the place. And driver, thank you.
Right. Now, drive to the stabilised access road. But there was a bunch of stuff. I mean, I know there's still a couple of spark towers. But there was a bunch of stuff outside. There was some stable anchors, or, well, actually this is mid-zone, unstable anchors. Again, I don't know where this rain's coming from. But there was some more anchor energy that I hadn't picked up. Plus, there's almost certainly a huge bunch of mid-zone goodies still out there that I haven't salvaged. Things like sap compressors, tree coral, all that good stuff that I'm going to need for various different upgrades. Because, I mean, it's no good having all of this unstable anchor energy back at the garage to unlock new stuff with if I don't have the resources required to actually make the stuff. I'm assuming that the bright light down there is the car. Those new bio headlights, by the way. Wow. Incredibly powerful. So much so that if you're driving through fog, they'll actually blind you. Oh, nice. Mechanics kit. Yeah, we'll take it. I have space. But, yeah, the good thing about those bio headlights, they make it very easy to find your car in the dark. So, drive to the stabilised access road. Okay. Well, first things first, let's dump all of this stuff. I've got plenty of storage with this expanded roof storage. I'm trying to keep tools all in this one, on the side storage. I mean, it's good to know where everything is, and having all of the tools in one place isn't a bad thing, but there are certain anomalies in the zone, things like bubblegum buddies and abductors that will steal anything that you're carrying in your hand, which isn't that much of an issue. You just make sure that if you have to carry anything, it's a flare maybe, just to see where you're going. But there are other anomalies that like to rip things off the car. And if they rip that side storage off, and it's got all of my survival tools in it, that could be bad. Anyway, how the hell am I getting out of here? You can see the green circle on the map is indicating the stabilised access road that I'm supposed to be heading to, but how do I get to it? Let's see if we can go this way. Probably looking at some kind of right turn. Oh, these headlights. Yes, I know, I know. This is more or less the point where I figured out that this wasn't just the way the headlights were supposed to work. I mean, initially I thought crude headlights, standard headlights, maybe they're just, you know, shitty, unreliable headlights. But these bio headlights are almost the best you can get. They're certainly the brightest. They should not be dimming when the wheel turns. This is absolutely a quirk of some kind, which means it's fixable. Okay, this looks like a dead end. Let's have a quick look at... oh, yeah, gone the wrong way. Maps, what are they good for, eh? Absolutely nothing. Alright, so it's back down this way somewhere. And according to the map at least, it looks like there's going to be some kind of tunnel exit on the right. Well, that's not it. Neither is that. And this is... Do I have to drive? Can I even drive through? Oh yeah, yeah I can. So I could have taken the car down here the whole time. I mean, according to the GPS, I seem to be heading further away from wherever it is I need to be, but I don't really see what other option I have. So is there another exit that I missed? I mean, I didn't really have that much of a good look around. They're mostly just stuck to the research platforms. Also, what the hell was that noise? Ugh. That didn't just close behind me. Oh shit, it did. Alright. There'd better be another way out of here. I seem to be more or less roughly heading in the right direction. I'm going to have to go past that spark tower though. I can take the long way. No, I can't take the long way around. Alright, just go through and hope I don't get zapped. Ah, is that another tunnel? It is. Okay, well this has to be the way out. And yeah. Okay, we're back on the road. Don't appear to be any immediate hazards aside from the radiation up ahead, but that's on the hillside, it's nowhere near the road. Actually, there's a lot of radiation around here, but I think I can actually see the exit. Those sort of blue lights. Yep, this is it. Where's this going to take me? As it's a stabilised exit road, it's not an exit portal, so it's going to take me to another mid-zone area. Oh yeah, it's taking me deeper into the Scorch, and with completely unknown junction conditions. Although at least there's no kind of extreme conditions reported. But I basically have absolutely no idea what it is I'm driving into. I'm sure it'll be fine. A battery farm. Okay. Well, oh wow, there's a lot of unstable anchors in this zone, and they're all packed right next to each other.
Driver, you hit the jackpot. We've got a lead on what you're heading toward in the deep zone. Tobias, give us the rundown about the well.
ARDA classified it as a hotspot of ultra-high energy gamma radiation. Its eruptions were spontaneous, and ultimately ARDA made no conclusion about what caused it, when it would blow, or how destructive it would be. ARDA, of course,
wanted to control this bottomless well of energy. So they brought in Dr. K and Alan to research activation and containment. They discovered a way to reliably trigger the well, and that was the Remnants.
And that's what the Remnants have been leading people towards. The well.
And this helps me how exactly? Because I'm not liking the sound of ultra-high powered bursts of gamma radiation.
This second report's a good one. Ready to hear where the Remnants came from? The original Remnants were created in Dr. K's lab. They aimed to create a trigger for activating the well by infusing objects with a carefully calibrated limb wave. The ones that share a resonant frequency would...
Yeah, just get to the good stuff.
You know, you'd be a much better ghost hunter if it weren't for that unfortunate attention span. Reading this makes it obvious how the Remnants ended up in the wild.
Wait, what? How?
The gamma ray surge that caused the mass hallucination event. That energy irradiated everything within a 10-mile radius. Objects with the right characteristics absorbed that energy and became the Remnants people found out in the zone.
Wow. Francis would get a kick out of that one. I'll tell him later.
Again, I refer you to my previous question. This helps me how, exactly?
I've reviewed Dr. K's lab notes, and now we know what he was doing in that lab after the accident. Spinning in circles for years.
His injuries were real. Dr. K's radiation exposure should have been fatal.
And the minute he could stand on his feet again, Otis shuttled him right back to his lab and bid the monkey to dance.
They allowed him to carry on in the hopes that he would reproduce anything useful. He worked for 2 whole years before they quietly retired him from his post.
Sorry we scrambled your brain. Here's your pension. Bye.
Yeah. What the hell is that? It's saying it's a sap compressor, but... I mean, that's a sap compressor.
You've got that accident record ready, Tobias? It's time.
Okay, then. September 14, 1961. Carter's finalized report on what happened that night. Dr. K and Allen were testing the activation potential of lab-created remnants. That night was a run-of-the-mill remnant test. Nothing out of the ordinary. The remnant in question was a tungsten cube. At 3:23 a.m., the cube was brought towards the well. The well reacted at nominal levels. However, at the 500-meter distance, the cube was sucked into the well and triggered the gamma ray surge. The energy output continued ramping up, and at 15 seconds, showed no signs of stopping. Then, Allen...
Go on. I can handle it.
Dr. K testified that Allen engaged the suppression protocol.
Then the kill switch, both of which failed. Dr. K ordered Allen to get to safety, but Allen insisted on staying at the controls. Only when he flipped the radiation polarity did the energy output plateau, then collapse back into itself. Allen's gamma radiation exposure was fatal due to his proximity to the well. If it weren't for him, the entire zone might have gone under.
That's who Allen was. Loyal until the very end.
I'm sorry, Abby.
I'd expect nothing less from him.
In case it wasn't obvious, the Alan they're talking about was Oppie's husband, who died during, well, as you just heard, the radiation event.
Once that car gets to the well, we can expect another gamma ray eruption. We'll need a way to cut it off. And I may have found the answer in Allen's lab notes. His work on that suppression technique was top-notch.
What's interesting is Dr. K and Allen didn't know any more than we do now. They had no conclusions about what the well is.
Or what the remnants did. Or how they interacted with this well. Maybe they're ladles that scoop out a metered amount of gamma radiation. Maybe they trigger an eruption that we can't stop and will destroy the zone if we get it too close.
That's a hell of a range. What are we going to do?
We keep going.
But if it's an eruption...
I already sacrificed the Olympic Peninsula once for Limtech. How many chances for total and utter fallout does a gal get in her life, huh?
Me. In another life, we would have made a fantastic team.
In no universe would I not have murdered you in your sleep.
Okay, I have a couple of problems. Picking up all of this tree candy from the Twisted Ember, however, is not one of them. One, I can't really harvest all of the thermosap crystals from all of these handy clusters of sap compressors. These things. Best possible source of thermosap crystals, which I still really badly need, because my impact hammer gave up the ghost. And I can't build a new impact hammer because I'm missing some of the resources. In particular, I think it was gears. So that's a problem. But it's really a problem of missed opportunities rather than serious problems. My serious problem is one of my all-terrain tyres is flat. And that's not going to do the tyre itself any good if I continue to drive on it. At the moment it's repairable. If I continue to drive on it, it might completely destroy the tyre. But I can't repair it without a sealing kit. And guess what? I don't have the materials to make a sealing kit. I'm short of rubber. And unfortunately, this is just a car frame and not an actual wrecked car, so I can't salvage the tyres for rubber. So So I need to keep my eyes open for any potential source of rubber and get that flat tyre fixed as quickly as possible. In the meantime, I picked up a decent haul of tree candy. And I want to empty the backpack of as much as possible. There's definitely no sealing kit in there. Yeah, this is a bit of a bummer. Oh well. Need to keep my eye open for wrecked cars. Oh great, the fuel tank is not just empty. Well, it's the side fuel tank. I still have fuel in the car, but the emergency tank, the side tank, and the jerry can are all empty. So I need to keep my eye open for fuel. I still have more than half a tank, so it's not critical, but I'm badly in need of a source of rubber because I don't want to be driving on a flat. That's a surefire way to completely wreck the tyre, turn something that is repairable into something that is not and can only be salvaged. Let's try and get through this without taking any acid damage. I should be very, very close to those anchors. We should be just off the road to... Hang on a minute. Whoa! No, that's really bad. You can pack that shit in. Come on, we can get through this. And yeah, we made it. Okay, so off the road to the right there should be a big old cluster of anchors. Oh, hang on a second. That is an Arda Squire car. I just need to make sure I park the car in a safe place so it's not going to get blasted the second I leave it. We've got some rubber. Also, we're going to check the boot. All kinds of good stuff can be found in the boot or the trunk of these Squires. Plus, the cars themselves are... I mean, sometimes you can get armoured panels off these things, and they almost always have at least off-road and sometimes all-terrain tyres. There we go, one off-road tyre. All I really need from this is the rubber. I'm going to take this one as well. I mean, I need one sealing kit. It'd be nice to have more than one. And these things are a fantastic source of rubber. Hello. What's that? Okay. Just checking it wasn't a wriggling wreck. Let's check the trunk. Might be some good stuff in there. Yeah, nothing particularly amazing. There's a left-right on the side of the road over there. And is that a shock tourist? That looks like a shock tourist. I don't trust these little buggers. Yeah. So I'm going to need to be heading that way. Because that's where the unstable anchors are. Some mild radiation here as well. Anyway, sealing kit. Here we go. Let's get that tyre fixed quick. Now, which one was it? Nope. Yep, this one. The benefit of repairing the problem with the tyre is it also restores the tyre's durability. So that's not just fixed the fact that the tyre was flat, but it's also repaired it back to full health. Now then, let's go get ourselves some more unstable energy. I've actually done really well on this trip for energy. I've got a lot. Ooh, a box truck. Oh, going to investigate that too. Box trucks tend to have like common resources in the back, but they also, and we're going to harvest this twisted ember for more tree candy, but they also tend to be the #1 spot for locating cosmetics for the car. Things like steering wheels, other things that I don't know what they're actually called, like bobbleheads and things like that. And there we go, there's a new steering wheel. A high-tech steering wheel. Okay, we'll take that. There's a whole bunch of paints and decals here as well, but I'm starting to run kind of low on storage. And I don't really care that much about them. I'm going to use the MRE though. because this was a radiation zone that I was repairing the flat in, and I took some radiation damage. Let's dump all this stuff back into storage. I do actually have a fair amount of storage left. It's not that critical at all. So I could have probably picked up the paints and the decals, but whatever, don't care. So where are we going? Okay. So there's a bunch of anchors down to the south, that way. By following the road this far, I seem to have bypassed most of the more dangerous radiation and acid hazards that were along the road. So, man, I could... Oh, fuel tank. There was a fuel tank. I wasn't... No, there is definitely a fuel tank. Okay. So, where is my... Nope, it's not there. There it is. A jerry can. Whoa, hang on a minute. This fuel barrel was full. Look at the size of the fuel barrel and look at the size of my jerry can. It's barely filled a third of the can. That's some weird physics. I didn't just imagine that, did I? No, it's emptied. Okay, whatever. It's some spare fuel. Fine. Okay. It's probably more than we need, but it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. The tank's still more than half full. And we're right next to at least one of the anchors. It's down here somewhere. Uh-huh. I see you, you sneaky little bugger. There's a whole bunch of them down here. There's a bunch of shock tourists as well. Which I'll probably need to... Wow, that's a lot of radiation. Holy shit. Okay. You can see the anchor right in the middle of that radiation field. I might have to let that one go. So where am I going to head to first? I want to get as much of this stuff as possible. I mean, I've already collected a shit ton of energy from just getting this far. More than enough to open a portal and get safely back to the garage. Oh, hello. What the hell are a research trailer complex doing out here? Well, research, obviously, but you know what I mean. Alright, we'll check this out as well. These are a great source of chemicals, by the way, because there's usually a hazardous materials storage locker in these, and that tends to be the place where you get the most chemicals. Plus things like compressed air cartridges. Aha, there's one. It's locked, but that's what the pry bar's for. There we go, gas cylinder, chemicals, good stuff. There's a backpack here too. I mean, I'll take what's in it, but it's nothing particularly important. Check the trash can. Oh, a dumpster pearl. Oh, hell yeah. Well, inventory's not full, I just have to rearrange it. Okay. Well, that's like playing Resident Evil all over again. Another yep, there's another hazmat storage. More chemicals. Oh, this was lucky. Anything else in here before I call it quits? Oh, a transmuter. Turns plasma into marsh eggs. I do have a fair amount of plasma, but marsh eggs aren't that difficult to come by. And, I mean, there's a plasma generator right there. But I've got more than enough for a plasma hammer. Hello. There's the... it's not right in the middle of the radiation field. You know what? I'm going to grab it. And leg it back to the car before bad things happen. But it doesn't seem like bad things are happening. The shock tourists aren't paying any attention to me. Alright, that's one down. I think 3 to go. Alright. We're doing really, really well for energy on this trip. 6.4. more than enough to generate a portal back to the garage, but there's still another 3 sources of energy. So let's go and get them, because they're better in my pocket than just lying here in the mid-zone, doing nothing useful. I think we'll avoid the left-right. There's another wrecked car there. So, where is the next one? I seem to be heading right towards it. Is it up the hill? This, at the start of the game, would have been a real problem. Yep, it's at the top of the hill. I would never have been able to get up here on crude tyres. There just wouldn't have been enough traction. I'm gonna have you, you sucker. Oh, spike puddle just popped up. Thankfully it didn't pop up under the car, or I'd have had more than just one flat to worry about. You know what, this zone seems remarkably well behaved. I've had all kinds of problems by uprooting anchors in other zones, but nothing particularly terrible is happening in here. 2 down, 2 to go. Be careful not to drive through the left-right over there to the left, or it'll cause the car's electrical systems to go haywire. Plus there was a spike puddle up there, and driving over that would be bad. God damn it, another flat. Fortunately I made 2 sealing kits with all of the rubber I salvaged from the Squire. I'm noticing, don't get me wrong, all-terrain tyres are great, and off-road tyres are great, and I don't think there's really so much a problem with the tyres themselves. It's just that here in the mid-zone, the terrain is a lot rougher on the tyres, so I seem to be getting a lot more flats and just loose wheels as well, which you can fix with a mechanics kit, but you need a sealing kit for a flat, and I seem to be getting a lot more of them here in the mid-zone, where everything's just rougher on the car. And there's another one. And there's another fuel can, or possibly the same one? No, it is another one. I mean, I don't really need the fuel. I'm going to take it anyway. Take the reserve can. And there isn't even enough in this barrel to fill the reserve can. Oh, what's that? Oh, nothing. Okay. Looks like a butterfly. Still got more than half a tank. Should be still more than enough. Because basically I'm just going to take this energy and run back to the garage. Fair amount of radiation here though. Didn't get any worse when I picked up the anchor point. Okay, we're good. 1 to go. How much energy have I picked up now? I think this might be the most I've ever managed to get back in a single run. 8.5. Oh, I'm going to be able to unlock and research so much stuff when I get back to the garage. Right, there's one more. And it's relatively close. Should be just along this riverbed. Ooh, that's bad. That was radiation. It doesn't seem to be spreading too much though. Oh shit, no, go, move, do not get caught in that. Oh yeah, this is where the shock tourists were, isn't it? There's the anchor. Right, this is the last one. Grab this, and I'll need to leg it and get back to the garage. Get the door ready. I don't want to hang around for longer than necessary. Socket this sucker in. Back in the car before anything bad happens. And let's check that GPS and plot my next move. So there are 3 potential exit points here, but I'm too close to 2 of them. Those are the purple ones. Or pink, or I don't know, whatever. There's this one over to the north, which I'm almost, but not quite too close to. So let's get as close as we can before I do anything silly. Or actually, hang on a minute, looking at that map, is that the one I really want to go for? Because it's not just proximity. its location. I mean, that one looks like it's on a road, but it also looks like it's on a road over a bridge. So I can't just drive cross country to it. I'm going to need to get onto the road that leads over the bridge, otherwise there's going to be, well, there's the potential that I could be driving towards the destination and thinking I'm almost there, and then suddenly find a canyon between me and it. That would be very, very bad. I need to be able to actually navigate to, what do you mean danger? Oh yeah, radiation. No, this is fine. It's only 2.5k. This is low level radiation. I mean, no radiation is good radiation, but there's different degrees of bad radiation, and this is the least bad. So I've now got a choice of 2 potential exit points. The one further to the north involves crossing a bridge, which means going over a canyon. But as long as I stick to the road that leads to the bridge, I'll be fine. The slightly closer one looks like it might be in the canyon, and yeah, that could be bad. So I'm far enough away now from all. Whoa, what's that? No, 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 fuck off. No, no. Get through this. Ah, shit. Shit. I was planning my route, and the zone decided you haven't had a very bad day. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay. I've got a choice. I should have a choice now. Right. Yeah, I'm on the right road. As long as I just stick to this road, I can get to that exit point. Just by staying on this road. If at any point I see a bridge ahead of me, I know I'm on the right track. Okay, I have to drive through the radiation, at least try to avoid all of the acid. See, the temptation is to just make a beeline straight for the column of energy, but do not do that. Oop, oop, and try not to drive in any wrecked cars along the way as well. Because that would take me over into the canyon. And that would be very bad. Yep, there's the bridge. So I'm on the right path. Also, the zone appears to be closing in quite slowly, so there isn't really any rush. It's not that bad. I should be able to divert off the road around about here. I mean, it all looks very, very dangerous, but this was actually one of the simplest and easiest zone exits that I've managed so far. Car's in pretty good shape, and I've managed to come back with an absolute ton of anchor energy.
Now we go into the deep zone. Easy peasy.
Except for the issue of the old wall.
Right, yeah. That. You got some genius idea up your sleeve, huh?
Is that how you think it works? That scientists conjure up genius at will?
Well, yeah. Do you?
Well, in this case, I do. But don't expect it to work like that every time. Driver, the quarantine checkpoints will be the best way through the old wall, but they're death traps in their own right. But I designed something to help. Check out the blueprints I sent over.
Well, I suppose it was only a matter of time before I head into the deep zone, which I have to admit I'm not particularly looking forward to. What's this? Message on the fax machine. Pierce County Sheriff sounded off. Lack of support from order and government employees. Tracking fugitives who flee. Yeah, whatever. Fine. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, deep zone. Yeah. Before I do that, though, I'm going to need to do some repairs. What's this? Pick up the blueprint from Oppie's pneumatic tube. Oh, that's this thing, isn't it? No, that's the outbox. It'll be in there it is. Blueprint, limb shield. Huh. First things first, I want to see what's inside this dumpster puddle. Lots of scrap, lots of steel sheets. Did I have another one? No. No, it was just the one. Well, I need to get the car fixed. Plus, I need to Holy cow, that's a lot of stuff from one dumpster pearl. Gas cartridges, steel sheets, copper wire, jackpot. Right, yes, anyway. As you can see, I've been doing some tidying up with storage, which I'm now about to ruin because I just can't be arsed. Anyway, we've got a ton of resources. We've got some mid-zone resources like tree candy and some thermosap crystals. And we've got an ass ton of energy. Most of it unstable energy. So let's take a look at the fabricator and see what we can unlock with all of that. First, however, because I know some of you are going to want to know, this is what the high-tech steering wheel looks like that I picked up from that box truck. And I absolutely hate it. So that's going to be coming out as soon as possible. I mean, it's simple enough to do. I just go back and reselect the rally steering wheel, which at least has the benefit of not looking like an Xbox controller. Right. Fabricator. Oh, I should probably take a look at this limb shield blueprint that Oppie sent me as well. So what does this do?
The old anomalies took up residence in the crossing points. It's not enough to have a shield. The shield itself needs to be shielded.
The energy drain on that shield is massive. It won't last you more than 5 seconds.
Yes, and?
You'll need to recharge on the go, but the deep zone's grid is completely dark.
You know, what if we could reroute our power into the deep zone? But we'd need to jumpstart the network somehow.
That car is basically the world's most overpowered electromagnet on wheels. The driver induces a current, then you open the electrical floodgates.
They'd have to induce the current the entire way through the old wall while making the crossing and maintaining speed.
I don't know what to tell you. If you don't believe the driver and that car's got what it takes by now, then go back to hunting ghosts. We've got a job to do here.
This could work. Are you in, Francis?
I don't know.
Look, we have a real chance of losing everything at the old wall. I'd like to not fail this far along.
How can we know this will work?
We don't. That's how science works. We form a theory, and we test it, and we fail. And fail, and fail, and only sometimes do we succeed.
Come on, Francis. Please?
Fine. I'll do it.
All right. The team is assembled.
Driver, get on with building that limb shield. We'll work on spinning up the power grid in the meantime.
Okay. Car repairs. Can handle most of it with repair putty, but unfortunately this hydro generator is now unreliable, so all I can really do at this point is scrap it, build a new one. Fortunately, I definitely have the resources required for that. So we'll go ahead and swap this one out and then scrap the other one, salvage some resources from it. Side storage is fine. Yeah, I've got a flat as well, but all of this is easily fixed. Regarding the limb shield that I'm going to have to build to make it through the deep zone crossing, however, shit. It needs 2 circuit boards, but I can make circuit boards. That's not an issue. Plastic, copper wire, and electronics. So, you know, that's fine. The problem is it requires 28 thermosap crystals, and I only have 27. Remember, there were all of those sap compressors that I could have harvested plenty of thermosap crystals from if my impact hammer hadn't packed up as I was smashing open plasma generators to get plasma. Shit. Well, I'm going to have to do some... Oh, maybe... Come on, friendly dumpster, don't let me down. Thermosap crystals. What you got for me? Is that a dumpster pearl? It is. There's rubber. There's copper wire. There's more copper wire. There's a dumpster pearl. No thermosap crystals. God damn you, friendly dumpster. Maybe. I don't know what kind of dumpster pearl this is. You know what? Okay, we're getting a lot of electronics. Some paint. Some bulbs. No thermosap crystals. I'm going to have to go back into the mid-zone to harvest more thermosap crystals before I'm able to build this limb shield and make it through into the deep zone. In the meantime, finally, let's get over to that fabricator and see exactly what it is I can unlock with all this energy that I've accumulated, because there was a lot. Okay, that's kind of disappointing, actually. I mean, I've got 2.7 stable and 7.5 unstable energy, but it's saying there's only 7 things I can unlock, so it doesn't look like the energy requirement. It looks like the basic resources requirement is what's lacking. Let's have a look at the engines. I can unlock the amp engine. This is an electric engine. It is an extremely powerful electric engine. 234 horsepower. The problem is, it draws power from the battery, and I'm not sure my battery can actually provide that much power. At least not for long. The carburetted engine is the one you start with. I've unlocked and fitted the turbo light engine, which is a lot more powerful but also has much worse fuel efficiency. Maybe if I were to swap out all of the extra fuel tanks for more generators and batteries, I could make the amp engine work. The limb-chipped engine is hilariously bad fuel efficiency, but also stupidly powerful. But that requires corrupted energy, so I can't make it anyway. I have to say, I am liking the look of the analysis module for the Tinker Station. This allows me to spend anchor energy, which I have a lot of at the moment, to accurately diagnose a quirk. So we're going to go for that. Fit this to the Tinker Station, because I know of at least one quirk that the car has been suffering from, well, pretty much the very beginning, but there's a whole bunch of undiagnosed quirks on this car as well. So how this works, it's going to cost me half a point of energy of the 2.7 stable energy that I have. Yeah, that's a lot of quirks. And I'm not really sure that I can afford to be wasting the stable energy at this point, because there are still some things that I need it for. So we'll stick a pin in that and come back to it later. Liberator Mark II, bio flares, mini turbine, jump jacks, amp engine. You know what? Yeah, whatever. Here's the issue, and I feel kind of cheated, because I've come back from this run with a ton of energy. And yet there were only 7 things that I could construct, which seems like not a lot. And it's mostly because I need swamp coral and more plasma and circuit boards, so I can't even build an amp engine. But in order to get the most use out of an amp engine, I probably have to upgrade the batteries on the car in the first place as well. It's a lack of resources that's basically cock-blocking me at the moment. I've got the energy, I just don't have things like the thermostat crystals, the marsh eggs, the tree candy, all of those mid-zone components that I need to take advantage of all of the energy that I've harvested, which is a real bummer. I'll tell you what I am going to do though, because I know it's been driving you lot crazy. I'm going to fix those headlights using the Tinker Station. So there it is. When the steering wheel stays turning, the headlights dim. Correct diagnosis. Because it was a correct diagnosis, I get my guess refunded. And now I can fix the headlights. And all it's going to require is a light replacement kit. And since I have one of those, I can actually fix this quirk right here and now, directly from the Tinker Station. It is fixed. The headlights will no longer dim when I'm turning the steering wheel. There are, however, 6 further undiagnosed quirks, at least one of which, judging by all of the clues that you can see flashing there, revealed by the investigator module, at least one of which is also affecting the headlights. But it's nothing that I've noticed, along with all of the other quirks, so it's probably not that bad. Anyway, I need to go back into the mid-zone to farm at least one more thermostat crystal in order to build the limb shield that I'm going to need to navigate through the mid-zone into the deep zone. All of this just for one more thermostat crystal. Anyway, join me in the next episode where we'll be doing all of that and probably a whole lot more too. Although when exactly that next episode is going to happen is anybody's guess, because tomorrow I'm in hospital for bowel cancer surgery. I'll be in hospital for a few days, that much I know. When I get out of hospital is anybody's guess, and when I'm feeling fit and healthy enough to continue doing videos after that is anybody's guess still. But hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. In the meantime, hope you've enjoyed today's video, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.